What if your everyday meals could help prevent cancer? That's not just a theory. Global health experts are saying it's true. Back in 2018, the World Cancer Research Fund and the American Institute for Cancer Research released a huge report. They looked at over 10,000 studies. It covered millions of people and 17 types of cancer. They came up with 5 core diet rules that can lower your risk. Let's go through them one by one. First, build your meals around plant-based foods. That means lots of vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and beans. They're packed with fiber, antioxidants, and anti-inflammatory compounds. Cruciferous veggies like broccoli, cabbage, and kale have a compound called sulforaphane. This helps slow down or stop cancer cell growth. Berries like blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries are full of anthocyanins. These fight off cell damage and help reduce inflammation. Whole grains offer beta-glucan, selenium, and fiber. These support good gut bacteria and help lower colon cancer risk. The WCRF report says just 10 grams more fiber per day can cut colon cancer risk by about 10%. That's why they suggest at least 30 grams of fiber every day. That's about 5 servings of fruits and vegetables. Second, eat less red meat and skip processed meats. Red meats like beef, lamb, and pork contain heme iron. Too much of it can irritate the gut and help form cancer-causing compounds. Processed meats like bacon, ham, sausage, and jerky are even worse. They often contain nitrates and nitrites. These can turn into cancer-causing chemicals in your body. The World Health Organization labeled processed meat a group carcinogen back in 2015. That means it's proven to cause cancer in humans. Eating just 50 grams a day, about 2 sausages, can raise your colon cancer risk by 18%. Experts recommend keeping red meat under 500 grams per week. Third, cut back on sugar and high-calorie foods. Sugary and ultra-processed foods are low in nutrients but high in calories. They lead to weight gain and higher body fat. That can raise your risk of at least 12 types of cancer. Sugary drinks spike your blood sugar and insulin levels. That causes chronic inflammation and can speed up abnormal cell growth. Processed snacks, fried foods, and white flour products contain trans fats and refined starch. These can trigger insulin resistance and increase body fat. The WCRF says we should limit sugary drinks and processed foods high in fat and starch. Fourth, drink less alcohol or none at all. Alcohol gets broken down into acetaldehyde. That's a chemical that damages DNA and messes with how cells repair themselves. Alcohol is linked to at least 6 types of cancer. That includes breast, liver, mouth, and colon cancers. Even just 1 drink a day can raise breast cancer risk by 7 to 10%. And it doesn't matter if it's wine, beer, or liquor. The real issue is the pure alcohol inside. If you want to prevent cancer, the safest choice is not to drink at all. Fifth, choose natural and minimally processed foods. Ultra-processed foods are loaded with things like artificial flavors, preservatives, and refined oils. They mess with your metabolism and increase inflammation. Some may even affect how your genes work. Common ultra-processed foods include instant noodles, frozen pizza, flavored chips, and packaged sweets. A big study in France followed over 100,000 people for 8 years. It found that every 10% increase in ultra-processed food raised cancer risk by over 12%. So whenever you can, cook at home with real, whole ingredients. Let's recap the key points. Eat more plants. Limit red meat and avoid processed meat. Cut down on sugar and refined snacks. Avoid alcohol or drink much less. Choose real, natural food over packaged products. These aren't just short-term fixes. They're long-term habits that can reduce your cancer risk. They're backed by science from thousands of studies. And just a reminder, this video is for information only. It's not medical advice. So please check with your doctor before changing your diet.